know everybody all good.
Hey family, you're tuning in to the Jimmy Bonds podcast on Illadelphia Radio. Pardon any technical difficulties as we're recording live on the Zoom platform. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Yeah, yeah. Jimmy. Lights, camera, action. Some people thought I quit and I ain't giving satisfaction. From a different era, writing rhymes up on napkins. What you had to say was more important, man, than trapping. Yeah, I'm talking back.
What's good, family, and welcome to another episode of Jimmy Bonds Podcast on Illadelphia Radio. This episode is sponsored by Major Flavor Catering. I'm your host, Jimmy Bonds, along with my co-host, Ty. T.Y. What's good, Ty? How you feeling?
All good in the neighborhood, JB.
Live from the 215. You know how we do. You know I can't forget my other co-host, love Miss Lucy. She's not here with us today, but she always here with us in spirit. Moving right along, family. Remember, you can call us with your comments or questions at 844-844-1244. Again, it's 844-844-1244. You can also email us at jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. Again, it's jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. It's JIMMYBONDS podcast@gmail.com. Also, family, remember you can follow us on Instagram at Jimmy Bonds Podcast, on Twitter at Podcast Bonds, and make sure you join the Jimmy Bonds Podcast Facebook group. Let's continue to open the dialogue. Moving right along, family. Tonight, we have a special guest. I've been trying to get her on the show for a minute, and she is finally on the show, so I'm happy to have her. Ty's happy to have her. But you know we gotta give a little introduction for all of our guests that come on. So let me give you an introduction for this here guest. Mrs. Tisha Scott is a native of Philly. She has evolved over the years and transformed into an entrepreneurial powerhouse. She is the founder of Essence of Childcare, and has been caring for kids since 2011. She is also the owner of Officially Clean, a cleaning service business. She enjoys doing pop-ups and often facilitates a working space for other growing businesses, which we're going to get into in a little bit later. She's also an entertainment manager, manages some of the dopest poets and artists in the city, including the poets of Dare to Listen poetry movement, as well as being a momager for her own daughter, who does face painting and canvas work. All in all, family, Tisha is strategic, an executor, an event planner, a block captain, a go-getter, a promoter, an educator, a wordsmith, a poet, a superhero without a cape, and a mom. I like to describe her as efficient, inclusive, inspiring, sincere, in tune, articulate, intelligent, witty, and humble. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the lovely and Miss Beautiful, Latisha Scott of Officially Her. What's up, Tish? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
I'm all blushing and stuff. I never been introduced like that before. Oh my God.
Well, listen, I ain't saying nothing you ain't done already.
Oh man, that was good. That was good.
Listen, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. I mean,
Thanks for having me.
Oh no, listen, you definitely have done more than earn this. You know, I've been trying to get you on here for a minute, but as I do all the talking a lot of times, brother Ty, go ahead and kick it off with the first question, man. Please, brother, please.
Yes, Miss Scott, how are you doing today?
I'm well. I actually was able to get a nap, so
that's what's up. That's what's up.
She rejuvenated
this evening. So, I myself, I probably got like 4 or 5 jobs, and I work part-time at the flower shop as a delivery person.
Oh my God!
I think you have me beat, and this takes a lot of strength and energy. Where do you get the strength and energy to do all that you do?
My children are the energy, the strength. I don't know. It's something about when you got people depending on you and you all they got. There's not a lot of room to not get it done. So when I don't know, I just look at them, or one of them calls me, something happens, and I'm like, you gotta get up. You gotta get up. You got something to do. You got people watching you. You got people depending on you. You are the only parent, the only, I'm the only everything for a lot of people. So that in itself it creates a requirement. And once you pretty much are chosen, you got to deliver. That's what you have to do. So, and then I want more for myself. So it's not
Mm.
just about them. It's things that I want to accomplish. So even when I'm tired, I just push.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, what has
Just
been a
push.
challenge for you? What has been a challenge for you so far?
Life.
Life,
Monday,
just mentioned
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
No doubt. Right?
Um, I mean,
24/7.
like
Honestly.
seriously, like this doesn't come with a handbook. We don't get any instructions.
Nah.
You don't get
Right.
any instructions as a parent, and you sure don't get any instructions as an entrepreneur. So,
Right.
I've worked in corporate America. I've had a job. I've always worked, so I actually know what it feels like to be on both sides. Some
I
people
was about
think,
to ask you that.
yeah, absolutely. I worked for years in banking. That was my first passion. So I used to work at American Heritage Federal Credit Union for years. People don't know that, but that's how I know a lot of people. That's how the banking industry couldn't handle me any kind of way, which is how I met Jimmy and started my True Mark family. So, because they didn't know who they were talking to because I had years of experience and I kind of knew how things go, but I
Yeah,
don't try to lead with that.
she's seasoned with
So
it, no time. She's seasoned with it, yeah.
Mhm.
then there's that. So First Union, I was around for First Union, Wachovia.
Wow.
Um,
That's
I,
years back though. That's years.
Yeah.
You talking about you going back to like 2003, 2004. Like you
yeah,
going back like
that's when I was behind
yeah.
the teller wall and things of that
See?
nature. So that's where the financial background comes from,
Mm-hmm.
the credit history, the credit knowledge, and that foundation was built. It was being built, and that is why entrepreneurship may look a little easier for me
Mm.
Mm.
because you got to
Okay.
know how to handle money.
Understood.
Yeah, no,
That's just it.
that seems simple, but it ain't simple. You know
It's
what I mean?
not.
It's
It's
it's not a
really
simple
not.
task. It's not a simple task. And
Yeah.
particularly, when you working in banks, I can, speak for this myself. I got about 13 years, which is why Miss Scott over here is kind of like my inspiration because I'm sitting there looking at it like, yo, I need to get on the other side of the table. How do I get on the other side of the table? You know what I'm saying? Anyway,
Jump.
um, right, pretty much. That's the next move. Like, but you talked about handling money, and it's not just about handling money. It's overseeing things to go the way they need to go. You
Absolutely.
know what I'm saying? Like you can have a
Absolutely.
bunch of money and mess it up. You know what I mean? If you don't know exactly where to plug it or where to put it, you you up the creek. I mean, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I thought for you, like with all these ventures and stuff, like you have many
So
ventures, many, like not just one or two,
I
but
have
you got
many
many.
children.
Right. So for each child, you got a venture, pretty much, right?
Well, I had a goal for each child. I wanted a property. So I had this
Oh,
goal in my head that I was going to obtain a property, and every property was going to take care of each
Of each
kid.
one, yeah.
Yeah, that was like I made this up in my head, and then I kept having them, and I was like, well, now, we might have to redo this. But God really runs this show,
Yeah,
so we actually okay.
yeah.
However, I am I believe in me so much that I do stuff that people would never do. I jump when most people won't jump. I leap when most people won't leap. And
Mm.
I'm very strategic and I'm very calculated and mathematic and scientific. So it gotta make sense. I'm always in the house carrying the one, borrowing from the two, subtracting the three, and making sure it all equals at the end of the day. And then if it doesn't, I don't move.
mm,
Told you she was strategic. I ain't just make that up
yeah.
though. Yeah, I wasn't just be like, yeah, she's just strategic and blah. But no,
And
she
it
is really,
doesn't mean I don't make mistakes or I haven't hit brick walls, and I mean
yeah.
brick walls, but you gotta go in like at least like I have this thing like when you go in the club or you go out and I go out with my friends, I always look for the exit
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
because I need to
Mm-hmm.
know if something go wrong, how I'm getting out, how we getting out
Mm.
fast, safe, and everything. So I look at business the same way. So if this doesn't work, it's not a negative thought; it's just a reality for me. how am I going to clean it up? How am I going to be able to successfully transition into the next thing? And I try to set, ways to protect myself from taking hard hits.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
And then I
Tell
jump.
me. Yeah, see, I'm gonna start jumping soon, bro. I promise. I promise, bro. I'm gonna start jumping. But let me ask you this question. So, I mean, with all your ventures, one of the biggest things I think I've talked to a lot of entrepreneurs. One of the biggest things that they have an issue with is finding good help or having a good team.
Still,
Still an issue, right?
still
Still. I mean, what has that journey been like for you?
difficult, extremely difficult. Um, and there's nothing to say. I've had some amazing people work with me
Hmm.
because I think people fail to realize in entrepreneurship that it is a team. No one works for me. No one has ever worked for me. They have
Yeah,
always worked with me
yeah,
because with them showing up and contributing their talent to my vision is how things have come to light.
yeah,
They didn't work for me because someone working for me means I'm just pointing them to a direction. I'm giving them a specific task and they're getting that done and that's it. In my business, these people work with me because I'm bringing them in for what they're great at and what they have to offer and what they can give to the children. And like I'm not an artsy person, so if you ever see the kids doing an art project, that was not me. What I did was I went to Michael's and I went to Amazon and I bought the stuff, but I did not turn that paper plate into an elephant. That was not me. That's not what I do. So, I've had some amazing people come along and teach differently and be creative and that's the way I've been in business 14 years. It
yeah,
was never just me.
yeah,
I have the function, the business side. I love the children. I am an educator. I'm a teacher. I'm also the principal and the person you come get when nobody's listening. But I'm not everything. So
yeah,
without all these people that have joined my team and been worked with me, I would have never been able to sustain this long. So yes, it's a crazy turnaround because people change,
yeah,
life happens,
yeah,
they move on, they have opportunities to make more money than what I was paying, which is
mm,
I'm never gonna stop somebody from doing that. Some people have went on to open their own businesses, and I've been able to help them with that. So it's never a thing where I think someone's gonna be with me forever.
yeah,
It's an
yeah.
experience.
No, I can understand that. I can definitely understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you this question. So, we had a conversation one day, and we was talking about
Oh God,
being superheroes.
yeah.
So, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of Marvel. I'm not like, oh, I love Marvel. I'm not like that, right? But if you had to be a superhero, if you had a superhero name, what would your name be? What would your power be?
Whew, that's a good question. I can usually think about stuff like that.
A
Um,
superhero without a cape.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Yeah, a superhero without a cape.
I'm probably gonna make up my own name. It's probably gonna be officially her.
Yeah.
Um, because everything I do
Tutor.
is official,
yeah,
and I make it official, and I
yeah,
stand on it.
yeah.
Um, that's a good question. I'm a thinker there, but knowing
Yeah,
me,
we
I'm gonna
can.
make up my own action figure because what I do, what
Yeah,
I've been chosen to do,
yeah.
requires a whole new superpower to be generated,
That's what I'm
not
saying.
duplicated. And the power that I would want to have more than anything else is to balance things out,
Mm,
like a leveler or something. Like be able to take whatever is going on and smooth it out.
yeah, yeah.
That's what I would want to be able to do because
See,
balance is the one word that I live by. Balance is super important to me. And I think it makes everything okay. Whether it's
yeah,
60-40, 70-30, 80-20, we still need that other
balance.
piece
Yeah, for
to
sure,
make it right.
for
And if
sure.
you think about that in every aspect of life, that's it. When you cook, you make chicken, you still need rice. You can't just do chicken, you need a side. It
And
don't
Ty,
matter. Whatever it
you,
is,
you, Ty, we
you gotta
talking about.
balance
You
it
gotta have
out.
that balance, right? So it can't
Yeah.
be too sweet, it can't be too salty.
You gotta
You gotta be
balance it.
right. You gotta be right. I can feel you. Now, well, we get to some personal thing. I know we talk a lot about business, but I wanted to find out from you because, often when people they'll have one business and then they'll do another. Then they'll do another, right? So from looking back, would you say you started your business out of necessity or opportunity?
Necessity.
Necessity.
Necessity. Um, I created the opportunity. I went out and looked for the pieces I needed to put together what I wanted.
Hmm.
Like they say, opportunity don't just come knocking at your door. That's just true. If that's the case, we all would just answer the door, and or Dream would be right there, and we'd be like, "Oh, hey, Dream, hey, you're finally here for me," and it would just be that.
Yeah.
I don't believe that. I believe you have to create opportunities, and that God gives you certain talents, and you may meet different people, but you got to be ready to see the signs, and you got to be there
Yeah.
to be like, oh, that's what that's for. But you got to do stuff. You're not just going. It's just not just going to come fall in your lap. So when I decided I wanted to do a daycare, at the time I was married, and I had to talk to my husband about it, and it was going to take a lot of work. It was going to take time. It was going to take money. Um, I knew that I wanted my kids taken care of a certain way, and I wanted other people's children to be taken care of, really taken care of.
Yeah.
And I have this thing about kids learning in daycare, not just playing.
Yeah.
So my desire for wanting to do that with my own children and then spill over into do that for other people, that was the push.
Yeah.
And then I thought as an entrepreneur that I would be able to make my own hours and do what I want to do and go when I want to go and leave when I want to leave. And then we found out 13, 14 years later, that was a lie because I'm still at work every day and I'm still there early and I'm still there late. And I'm still teaching kids, and I still might have to change a pamper, and I still might have to cook lunch, and I still might have to cover a class. And it has absolutely no bearings on the fact that I'm the CEO, the boss, the owner, the director. I still get my hands dirty 13 years later.
That's gangster.
So,
That's gangster.
entrepreneur this, entrepreneur that, is still a job.
Yeah.
And I actually have more bosses now than I did working.
Interesting. That's an interesting. That's real interesting.
That's the part people don't
Hmm.
get.
You
You're
can't
an entrepreneur.
elaborate. You can't elaborate on that.
I can, because people always say, like, at least you own your own business, you work for yourself, and you don't. I want to be an entrepreneur. I don't want no boss. I'm my own boss.
Yeah.
And I just be looking at them like, you for real? You really think that that's how it go? When I was in banking, I had one boss, a supervisor, one person. Told me what to do. I did what I did. We got our reviews every 6 months to a year. Might have got a raise. Life was good. You wanted to be off, you had to ask. They said yes or no. That was that. Now, me, entrepreneur, boss. I'm head, honcho, all that. I answer to the state. I answer to the health department.
Mm.
I answer to the city of Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And I answer to 30 parents, sometimes 30 moms and 30 dads, sometimes 30 grandmoms, 5 aunts, 6 other people that got something to say because they picked the child up, and 30 little people. But seriously, if I
Yeah.
don't do what
Yeah.
my state inspector tells me to do, she can end me.
Hmm.
If I don't do what my health department inspector tells me to do, she can end me.
Mm.
Is that not a boss?
No, really. No.
If
I
I
mean,
don't pass the city inspection every single year
yep.
when they come out and they tell me what I have to do, they can close me.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
So
real.
I got about 3 bosses, immediate bosses, before I get to the people that really have the power to decide if they're going to continue to allow me to operate my business.
Yeah.
That is a boss.
That's why I asked you to elaborate on it,
Yeah.
because And people don't look at it like that. They don't think about it that way. They just think about, well, you got your business. You can do whatever you want to do. Like, nah, not really. Like,
No.
nah, I still got to work within these parameters. So that I have to, I got to make sure I follow these rules so I can stay
And I
in
have
business.
to do it how they tell me to do it.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
can't
even
do it your
always
own way.
like the policy. I don't
Yeah.
always agree with it. And they be like 32.70 point this states you got to do this like that, like that, like this with this many people. And if you don't, you're not.
Yeah.
That's a boss.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a boss. That's definitely a boss. It's how you know I hate that term boss. I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate that
I
term.
hear you. Yeah.
I hate that term. But
Yeah.
nah, I
Why you
definitely.
hate it? What? Why? Why?
You know what it comes from? It comes from the overseers.
Like slavery?
Yeah. Okay, boss. Okay, boss. I got you, boss. Whatever you say, boss. Whatever you say. That term is not a term of empowerment or superiority. It's a term of this is who oversaw us. You know what I mean? So I think about it more in terms of it has to be another word that we use. And we had a guest on last week. She used the word founder. You know what I mean? She was the founder of her organization, the founder of her company. I thought that was more articulate to what,
Appropriate. Okay.
more appropriate to what people are really who they really are. Because, it
So
just
we
and then
should just make up a word.
we should. It should be different than boss. But that's just my opinion. I mean, everybody can
You
say
are
how
the
they want.
founder of the daycare.
You are the founder of the
Yeah.
daycare. I didn't say
You
you were
started
the.
it.
I didn't say you were the boss of the daycare. I said
No,
you were the founder.
I like the word founder. I get it. I like it. It sounds
Yeah,
very important.
it is. I
And
mean,
what
you
year
think
did the
about it.
daycare start?
2011, right?
2011. Yeah.
2011. And it's still going strong, correct?
It's 2013. I've been trying to get her to open one out here in the county. I've been asking her. She every time I see her, what's up? I'm trying to get my son into daycare. Like, what's the word? Like, my
I
kid
would
loves to
love.
learn. You
I would
know,
love. I
she's
would
too far from
love.
me. She's too far for me to come in the city. I have to come all the way in the city. Although it might not be a bad look, but I've been telling her every time I see her. Every time I
The
see
county
her.
rules are different. The regulations are different. It's just a matter of location and being able to find a building and then the building being complementary to the regulations
Yeah,
that
I
I
know.
now know.
I
So
know.
what I didn't know then, I know now. So when I'm looking at buildings and locations, it's certain things that are ruled it out because I actually know the business. Now, what it looks like or what people think it looks like, I actually know the business. So now when I handpick different buildings or locations for things, I know what to look for. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I told I,
it's a
t-
little
I
harder.
told you she was a student, bro. She executed on this, man. She killing it. She killing it. But listen, we're gonna take a quick break. Get back
Okay.
to Miss Latisha Scott, officially her doing her thing. Family
I
over
know
here
I
dropping
spelled
bars,
it
dropping
wrong, you
knowledge.
guys, but it's officially
Look,
her, not
officially her, not officially
ACE, it's
me.
ACR.
I gotta look at the what's name. Well, the E is next to the R on the keyboard, so I got
It
you.
is.
It's okay. It's all
That's what
right. I
happened.
got you. Well, listen, Faye, remember you can call us with your comments and questions at 844-844-1244. Again, that's 844-844-1244. You can also email us at jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. Again, it's jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. It's JIMMYBONDS podcast@gmail.com. You listen to the Jimmy Bonds podcast on Illadelphia Radio. We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Megan from Abu Dhabi. Listen to Jimmy Bond's podcast on Illadelphia Radio.
The drama is the illest on Illadelphia Radio. What up?
Welcome back to the Jimmy Bonds podcast on Illadelphia Radio. We thank you for listening. Remember, family, you can call us at 844-844-1244. Again, that's 844-844-1244. You can also email us at jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. Again, it's jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. That's JIMMYBONDS podcast@gmail.com. And welcome back to Jimmy Bond's podcast on Illadelphia Radio. Remember, family, you can call us with your comments or questions at 844-844-1244. Again, that's 844-844-1244. You can also email us at jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. Again, that's jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. It's JIMMYBONDS podcast@gmail.com. And again, family, we are continuing our conversation with the lovely Miss Latisha Scott of Officially Her. Family, remember, this is where we are definitely celebrating women this month and Women's History Month. And it's important for us to broadcast women that are making history in their own right. So we greatly appreciate Mr. Tisha Scott coming on, sharing out what she's doing and doing what she's doing,
Absolutely.
sharing it all. So Tish, we're gonna do a little wordplay.
Yeah.
How that sound? A little wordplay. You got a choice. So I'm gonna give you 2 words, and you pick either one. It can't be both. Okay,
Okay.
can't be both. All right.
Yeah, I'm tired laughing and I'm scared.
No, it ain't nothing like that. Okay, so what would you say yourself as? Would you say you're traditional or new age?
Traditional.
Okay. Would you say what's more important, going viral or longevity?
Longevity.
Okay. What do you appreciate more, planned or spontaneous?
That was a
Both.
neck roll.
See, you can't pick both. You got to pick one or the other.
She's doing a neck roll on that
You
one.
see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
If I had to pick, if I'm forced to pick,
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
forced
say
to pick on this
plan.
one. You're
I'm
gonna
gonna
say
say
planned.
plan.
But ain't nothing wrong with spontaneous, right?
No, spontaneous is a requirement, or it's gonna be boring. It's gonna get boring. But planned is just it's appreciated because you had to really think and you had to execute it. So that's why I'm a pick. If I have to pick, I'm gonna pick plan.
I'm gonna pick planned. But the spontaneous, no, I got it. I got you. I got you. I understand.
Yeah.
So, there's a saying that you never judge a book by its cover, right? And so let's go back a few chapters for you. Let's go back for your story. What would you say, or rather, how did the environment you grew up in contribute to the person you are today?
I don't know because I don't match my environment.
Talk about it. What do you mean you don't match your environment?
Um, most people would be like, I own my own business because my dad owned his own business and my mom owned their own business, and he come from a family of entrepreneurs. I don't got it.
Yeah.
I'm really the first one to do it. Um, my dad works for the city of Philadelphia. He's always been very smart, like a very intellectual person. So I think his personality lives in me. But as far as being able to connect with, like what I seen my parents do growing up, this is what I wanted to do. I don't got any of that. My mom is different. She's always been in the money handling business, hard working, multiple jobs, to do whatever she had to do to take care of us. So I will give, like the hustle part of me probably came from seeing her do that. But I mean, they were just parents that went to work, came home, provided, took care of the kids. That was it. I never traveled as a kid. I don't have any of those memories. I've never even been to Disney World. People would think that I've done all these great things and the basic things, never did it. So this life that I'm living right now is really the one I created and that I desire for myself. I don't really have anything to reference. Everything that I'm doing is coming from me.
Yeah, for sure.
I wasn't poor growing up, but I didn't live nearly as good as my children. Please. Um,
But wait,
even,
isn't that the way it's supposed to be though?
no.
It's not supposed to be like that. That's not the way it's supposed to be.
I mean,
Like,
according to the way of the world, we mimic what we seen. Like we tend to repeat what we come up as. So
right? Yeah,
you can either mimic or you can do something completely different. It's all
yeah.
about which way you decide to go. Some people use their upbringing as a crutch, and some people decide that they want everything they didn't get, and they want to give their kids everything they didn't get. And I'm somewhere in the middle because they kind of get what they get because of the stuff that I want. If that makes sense.
No, it makes sense.
Like,
It
they
makes
might get
sense.
to ride in a certain car because that's the car that I want for me.
Yeah.
Don't get that for them.
So it ain't got nothing to do with you. This mine, right?
It really didn't have anything to do with them, but y'all can get in it and go ahead
Yeah.
to school, and then that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Like I'm not buying a certain house. I do want my children to live in a certain neighborhood and all of that, but newsflash, I want to live in a certain neighborhood too.
No doubt.
So I say that to say, like, this is my life, because one thing these kids gonna do is grow up and make their own choices and decisions no matter what you lay out for them.
Yeah.
So I live for me first, and then they get to experience the benefit of
Right.
the
They
choices that
benefit.
I make. It is the worst advice I think that our grandparents and grandmothers ever told us women And I hope this comes out the right way. But they used to always say, as long as my kids cool, I'm cool. I
Yeah.
don't care what I look like, as long as my
Yeah.
kids is clean and they this, that, and the third. And I think that was the most horrible thing that they ever taught us, because it actually should be, as long as you cool,
Yeah.
the kids cool. As long as you okay, the kids gonna be okay. And I've spent years reversing that mindset because it never set well with me, and I'm battling with it like, yeah, that don't make no sense. Wow, I'm tired, I'm ugly, I'm beat up, my hair not done, I don't feel my best, I'm out of shape, I'm this and that. But the kids is cute. Doesn't make any sense. It is so
That's
many
real.
women that's stuck in that mindset that we
Yeah.
forget, like how they say you can't pour from an empty cup. And that's the truth.
It is.
Mm.
It is. You're right.
So
You're
how
right.
I grew up is like, I appreciate not, you know, being passed around. They cared for me, but it has nothing to do with who I am today, because I don't match anything that my parents did. This entrepreneur stuff is on me.
That's dope. That's dope. Like you said, most of the time it's lineage. Like my daddy owned a store, so I decided to open a store too because I see my daddy do it. But it's not like that
But
now.
the thing is, another thing when it comes to my children, like, people always be like, yeah, because them kids gonna be set, and them kids gonna this, and them kids gonna that. And I have to tell people all the time, my kids don't have to do anything that I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
I have two sons and two daughters. Neither one of my daughters have to run the daycare. Neither one of them have to run a cleaning business. My son, they don't have to have an event space. They don't have to teach. They don't have to do anything. This is my life. These are the things that I'm great at, and that I decided to do to provide opportunity for them. So when they come to me and tell me what they want to do, I
Yeah.
want to be able to invest in their foundation.
Mhm.
But I don't create these LLCs and these businesses with the thought of making sure I pass it down to them, because they don't have to do that. I
Yeah.
own real estate because I want to own real estate.
Yeah.
When I
That's
die,
real.
sell it.
Yeah.
I'm dead. And hopefully they figured out who they want to be, and the proceeds from the sales can just continue to allow them to live the life that they choose to live, not the one that I laid out for them.
Ty, go ahead, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I could say a lot to that, but
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, she kind of taking the words out of my mouth. But Ty,
Yeah.
you go ahead and ask your question,
Yeah.
bro. What do you think, man? Do you think?
Well, she's definitely laying a foundation for them. You're definitely doing that. You're laying a foundation for them to succeed. You know.
Thank
And
you.
before
I'm
we went on
trying.
break, yes, before we went on break, you had mentioned how people see you as successful. It's easy. It's nothing to it, and that's not always the case. What advice would you give to young women who are also moms, trying to become an entrepreneur and trying to be successful and start their own business?
Um, I can't believe I said the word. I hate that word, but I said it.
Um,
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 because you know what? Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Talk to yourself. Answer yourself. Journal, journal. Manifest. Make vision boards. Um, really ask yourself what makes you happy. Like, you have to know what you want to do, because when the money not being made, that's the only thing that's gonna keep you pushing, because it's something that you actually want to do.
yeah,
Because there's plenty of times that money wasn't being made, and I still got up because it's what I wanted to do. Do not allow people to make you think the kids gonna slow you down, or the kids gonna be a distraction, or anything of that nature. Like I said, I had four, from the youngest being four, the oldest about to be 21. So I've been doing the mom thing for 21 years. My son has never been, oh, I can't come, I got my son. Oh, I can't do this because I got my son. No, I went to college. I started in the building. I finished online. And when I was writing papers, he was on my lap, getting patted to sleep. This is what you have to do. If you want it, you get stuff done. I go to
that's
the
real.
market, I take my kids. Oh, I couldn't go to the store because I had to take the kids. And I hear, women say stuff like, well, I couldn't find nobody to watch my kid. Do it with your kid. That's going to be your kid forever. Learn how to do it with them. Incorporate them into what you're trying to do. Anything. You want to go to the gym? Well, they got gyms. They got babysitters. You have to balance it out. You have to look at things, decide what you want, how bad you want it, and do not make excuses. Find a way. Ask for help. Check your support system. Make it make sense. And execute. And fail. And execute again. And fail. And fail. And execute again and again and again and again.
Yep. Ty.
And know when to ask for help.
Ty,
if you got help.
She ain't just talking to the moms though, bro. She ain't just talking to the moms. She talking to the men. She talking to all the entrepreneurs aspiring or in the move right now. Like if I could tell you many times, I would have been like, man, I've said it many times. I can't do something because I got my kids, right? Like, you know, I look at Tish like she is like the no excuse queen, like no excuses, like no excuses.
I love that. I appreciate that. That's how I really feel, and that's what I try to give. When I tell people my story, it's never to brag. It's never to like boast about my accomplishments. I'm really trying to be an example that if I can do this, you. And soon as people go, well, I got a kid, I'll be like, I got 4.
Yeah.
And they be like, oh, well, I got a 2-year-old, I got a 4-year-old. And I got a teenager, I'll be like, yep, got one of them too. And then it just be coming. And they be like, oh, well, I don't have no help. I'll be like, me neither. Like, well, I'm single. I don't, I'm divorced. I'm still trying to get through my divorce. Yep, check. Did that too. Got me an ex-husband too. Yep, come on, bring it. I started looking like, what else you got?
What else you gonna got? Don't talk about you only got one leg. She can be like, well, I got 1 or 2, so let's get
it. What's that? I'm serious. People, I'm tired. Girl, you don't think I'm tired?
Yeah.
I don't know how to. No, you do. I do. Everybody's home right now. Nobody's bothering me. Everyone is here. When I'm on the phone with my friends, they be like, where the kids at? I don't hear nobody. I be like, what you supposed to hear? A party? What you supposed to hear?
It sounds like that in my house. I ain't gonna lie. I got 2 little ones. My house sound like a party all the time. All the time.
It's balance. It's order. It's structure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a little dose of crazy mixed in there.
Somewhere in between.
There's no excuses. You can't make excuses. You can't make excuses and expect success. You can't. I've missed out on a lot of trips and travels and girls' weekends that I wish I could have took. And I could look at them and I'm like, well, at least you've been to Jamaica 5 times, or at least you've been to Hawaii, at least you've been to Mexico. I've not been to any of those places.
Yeah.
But I own this, and this, and I got this, and that, and I got this. So I'm jealous of them, their experiences.
Yeah.
They might look at me and go, well, you got all this stuff. Well, somewhere in there, you got to not go.
Yeah, right. It's true. It's true.
You got to pay a bill on time.
Yeah.
You got to build your credit. You got to do some stuff. So I've been being a responsible adult for a long time. And now I'm finding the balance, because now I'm going to go on all of those trips and do all of that stuff.
Yeah, I'm about to say you better. You better.
Deserve it, yes.
You definitely deserve it. You worked hard enough for it. You might as well take the trip, right? She's like, yeah. I'm thinking about it. She's not. I'm thinking about it. I probably, I don't know when.
No, it's gonna happen soon. Soon as the weather breaks, I'm out of here.
See, she's gone. She's gone.
Kids and all. I don't even know who gonna watch them. They gonna watch each other. Don't make me don't ever mind. I'm out. I goes outside. That's the other advice to the mothers, the ones that's not sure. Take a break. Go outside. Be selfish. Go to brunch. Go to the spa. Sit in the car. I'll be outside in the car 45 minutes sometimes. They don't even know I'm home, just because I know once I get out, everybody's going to want to talk to me.
My neighbor does that. She has 4 kids. She be outside in the car just sitting. I'll be like,
brilliant woman. That is a brilliant woman.
Like, what you doing? Oh, I know what you're doing.
Maximizing on her me time.
Yeah, I mean, that's real.
The car is smoky, but she just sitting there for like an hour.
Oh, well.
The car smoky.
It's like being in a sauna. It's mental, because the minute you get out that car and you touch the door,
That's it.
even though it's a beautiful thing, they're happy to see you. It's love, it's energy. They're excited, but you know for a fact
Yep.
you're fried for the next hour. Everybody needs something. Everybody.
Yep.
I was coming into my office to my son. I'm like, yeah, I'm about to go on this hot podcast. Don't knock on my door. Don't bother me. He was like, yeah, are you making something to eat when you done? I said, you see what time it is? Y'all didn't eat? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm not cooking nothing.
I know. Listen.
It's okay to say you're not cooking. It's okay to order that pizza.
Yeah.
Stop trying to do it the way they say you're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
Dinner time in my house has never been 6 o'clock ever. Oh, the dinner's supposed to be ready and on the table. And what? Sometimes we eat at 9:15. I don't care as long as they eat.
Yeah.
You're not going to get anything done trying to do it the way they say it's supposed to be done. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes pancakes is for dinner. Okay? Did you eat?
Yeah.
Did you eat?
Good. Right.
So, I would just say get comfortable with the uncomfortable, and don't be afraid to do whatever works so that you can get done what you're trying to get done. Because it won't always be a mess. And who says it's a mess? It's what works in my world.
That's all that matters. That's all what works in your world. If it don't work in your world, then it is what it is. But now it's about what works in your world. Like definitely. Go ahead, Ty. My fault, man. I ain't mean to interrupt, man.
But I have to ask this one question. So I came to the event on Sunday, right? The DTL Poetic Vibes, right?
Thank you, brother. I was going to ask.
It was a nice event, right?
Thank you, bro. No, it was great. No, it wasn't just nice. It was dope. It was dope.
Great, right?
You know what I mean?
Now here's where I'm a little crazy about this, right? The next day, I look at my phone and Miss Sky here is dropping bars.
She's dropping bars, Ty. Oh, look at that. You see her looking like, what you talking about? Like, nah, I done seen it.
One of the posts, I'm like, hold on, where was this at?
So, go ahead. What's your question, though?
How did that start? How you become a wordsmith? Yeah, like
that's what I'm saying.
You part of the circuit too? You part of the group too?
So, DTL is, I think you met her, Patricia Wood. That is her brand. That is her baby. That is her thing. We known each other from the banking industry, actually, and we have a great friendship, great rapport. Jovan, the co-host, he is an amazing poet, so we all collaborate for different reasons. I was actually like the event planner, as you stated, so I am like CEO of the company, but those guys are really, especially Trish, is the heart of DTL. So I was asked to be a part of their organization and to assume certain responsibilities and do what I do. And that is what y'all saw, is me basically on production and PR and organization of the event and everything like that. Secretly, I've always wanted to do open mic. I've always wanted to do spoken word. Like, I'm in love with that craft. It's always done something for me. Forever. I always write. That's how I get through stuff. Because I go through stuff. But the stuff I go through, you can't really talk to people about the stuff that I've battled. So it's always been me and my journal, me and my paper, me and my pen. Being outspoken now is way more appreciated than it was back then. So I'm known for being a straight shooter. And some people love it, and I guess the people on the other end of it don't really like it. And I'm at a point I could care less because I'm just living in my truth. So being pulled into that organization about a year ago, I think that was like God allowed me to tap into something I always wanted to do. So I was like, he pulled me in my strength, but it also gave me an opportunity to just do something that was on my bucket list that felt like this is what I want to do. And I started writing. It's just been pouring out, and it just gave me the opportunity to do something I always wanted to do. And I was like, man, listen, I done did everything else right, wrong, and indifferent. Tonight, just do it.
So that was your first time?
Absolutely.
That was your first time.
Absolutely.
Really, Trish?
We had a few people.
Listen, can we get some bars? Can we get some
No,
bars?
absolutely not.
We can't get
No,
no bars, Trish. I mean, Tish, we can't get no
no,
bars. Why can't we get no
absolutely.
bars?
Because I'm not there.
And you gotta be in that space, huh?
I gotta be in that space. I gotta be in that vibe. I gotta be in that energy. I ain't that good. Maybe when y'all had me back, and I'm like that, I just get right on here and do that. But that was just really just me.
No
Just
doubt.
I have a lot of conversations with women. I have a lot of conversations with mothers, friends in my travels. Everything that I say, just like a artist, everything they rap about is not them. It's not their personal experience, but it's stuff that speaks to them. So I'm sure people probably thought I was talking about one of the
So
lovely people that have donated to the birth of one of my children. But I mean, they probably was in there somewhere, but it wasn't that. That's a real thing
yeah,
that women deal with, and some people don't get to speak. They hold their stuff in.
yeah,
So I said it.
yeah.
It's
No
like
doubt.
now what?
No,
I
no
said
doubt.
it. Now I got us. What's up? I'll be the fall guy. What's up? I can take it. Now.
Oh
And
So
you
yeah,
also like
yeah.
doing pop-ups too, right?
Yes. I love pop up shops. I actually had one this Sunday at the same location.
I said she was
Um,
a pop-up artiste. Pop-up artiste, not just a pop. She didn't pop up artist. I mean, she's gonna pop up. Nah, she doing her thing with these songs.
you know what? Because I realize I love helping people. I realize that to take my foundation or the things that I'm blessed with and be a platform for other people to grow is actually what makes me happy. So that's the core of everything I do. I'm taking care
Yeah,
of kids. I'm making somebody's life easier.
yeah,
Not only am I like teaching their child and taking care of their child, they're able to go to work with a peace of mind and know that their child is safe. So that service is still me giving. It's just that's what makes me happy to make other people happy and
yeah,
help them in areas of life that I know how hard it is. So the pop up shops for me is fun, is networking, is meeting new people, is supporting other people that's out here trying. You know, people don't have storefronts. Everybody don't get that opportunity, but with my pop up shops, they have a storefront for that day, and they get to sell their product, and they get to meet new people. They get to gain new customers. They get exposure. So me just being able to do that, that's my overall reward for the things that I'm blessed to have the bricks.
yeah,
So then I'm giving these people, you know, these entrepreneurs, these amazing people that just need a push or a jump. It's a chance. And we
yeah,
get together, we shop, we have a good time, we laugh, we kick it. They make some money, I make some money, they make some customers, I got customers. Like it's a win-win. It's
yeah,
an absolute win-win.
yeah. That sound like a
So
dinger.
Networking.
Yeah, this
and
major
that's
networking.
Networking.
that for me, and that promotes my event spaces, official events. So if y'all haven't figured out yet, everything I do is official.
No, no,
So
it's officially her. Yeah,
it's officially her. That's my real estate foundation. That's my brand. Officially clean is the cleaning business. I have OCD in the worst way, and I just turned it around and made it work for me. I do. It's bad, very, very bad. I got a clean car. I'm not the average woman. Like I do not have stuff everywhere. There is not nothing in my trunk. There's nothing in my car. My friends think I'm nuts. But organization is a part of the success. So officially clean, official events. Everything I do is official. So now it's the official pop up shop.
Mm-hmm.
Ty. Yeah, Ty.
Yes.
I mean, Ty.
So my God.
Look, I'm down here taking notes right now.
Yeah, listen, she taking us to school right tonight, bro. I mean,
Taking notes
listen,
right
I'm a student. I ain't got nothing else to say. No, normally I go on my tangents. Tonight I'm not going on no tangents because she over here just dropping these
Listen, this is
bars.
the first time I've ever done this. This is another bucket list, and I'm so grateful to have met
Oh,
you guys. Like I just did a poem. I'm like bucket list check. Now I'm going on that bucket list like podcast interview check. Like I feel amazing.
yo,
Like
that's fire. That's what's up,
so.
man.
Let's just think. If I would have never bought my own commercial building,
now.
I would have never met you.
No, you wouldn't have. You sure wouldn't
And
have.
then Ty walked in the pop up shop. I had no idea who he was and had
Yeah.
already conversed with him a bit. To later find out he was with me. I was like, well, look at God, he's doing it again.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I could probably stop the show. So
I'm saying we're gonna have to come down there and do a podcast from there. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Oh
We'll
no,
talk.
no, no.
We can
My
talk
my
about that.
my spot up the Northeast. It's a whole another room in there. It's 3 rooms. It's upstairs, the downstairs, and it's a suite. So you want to podcast? I'll walk you all in that room. I guarantee you that'll be a thing.
Ty, yeah, we're gonna have to talk offline about this. So we're gonna have to talk offline about this. We're gonna have to get down and dirty with this.
That would be an honor.
Listen, we all. I mean, hopefully it ain't gonna take too long. We're hitting the episode. We're coming up with episode 70. When we get to 100, that's we gotta do something major. Well, before that, we'll talk. Well, like I said, we gotta talk offline. We gotta talk offline because my brain start moving, and I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, wait a minute. But listen, I want to take a quick break because you done said so much, and I'm absorbing it all, and I'm really just like, Tisha, like we always see each other, and it's like it's all love. It's never like it's always all love, and like to find out what I'm finding out tonight is a true blessing. Completely, because your boy Barr said something when we were there. He said, poets are like onions. And I can agree with him about that. But I think people are like onions as well. People have layers. People have you have to peel those layers back. And it's not always easy to share. It's not always easy to share your story. You know what I mean? People a lot of times like they feel for the fear of judgment or the fear of, did I say that right? Am I gonna come off correct? You know what I mean? And just learning more about you to me is like damn, you can see somebody walk in and you just not know who they are, right? You can see him walk in and he's like, oh, she's nice, she's good people, you know what I mean? But when you start finding out about them, it's just like it's rejuvenating. It's like you got to show gratitude because I just don't appreciate it. It's like, yo, like, damn, Tish, you doing your damn thing over this job, like for real, like, you know what I'm saying, like.
And not to mention, let me say this to you because I don't want to lose my thoughts, so I don't want to cut you off. This is what I know, right? Because I'm a landlord too. That's the whole other thing. That's under the officially her bracket. So that's the real estate side of it.
This is crazy, man.
So
you write that down.
This is what I accepted. Officially her is LLC. That's my real estate brand. So that's my landlord hat as well. This is what I know. God did not put me in all these positions through all these trials and tribulations to still be standing here today, still zipping my jacket in the front, not the back, not on those type of meds, and I'm not crazy, and sound mind and body to not be transparent with people. That's what I believe. So judge me how? Who? He has a purpose for me, and all these things is just me asking him to order my steps. And if those footprints can lead the way for somebody else, then I feel like I'm serving my purpose that he put me here to do.
See, she sound like my mom, but goodness gracious, well,
God.
Goodness gracious.
And she's dropping quotes.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? My mom used to tell me this stuff all the time when I was a kid. Baby boy, you got a purpose. You gotta chase your purpose. You gotta go after your purpose.
You have to know. There's no way you get put in certain situations that would have killed someone else or made someone else throw in the towel, and then you just get up every day and be like, oh, all right.
Yeah. No.
There's no way. He has to find soldiers somewhere. Somebody has to be on the front line.
Would you say he was chosen?
Absolutely. I know
Absolutely. Sometimes a lot of us don't like to be chosen. A lot of us would rather be like,
I didn't say I liked it. I didn't say
exactly. Like, no, who you asking? I speaking. I ain't just speaking just because of you. I'm talking to you. No, I'm speaking from experience. Like, I don't want to be chosen. I didn't want to be chosen.
But I do.
But you do. Yeah, you do.
But I do. So now that I understood the assignment.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta do this right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what you wanted me to do. Now why you just tell me? Oh, okay, now I got it. This is what you want me to do. Now I gotta do it.
Yeah.
Because now you want me to do it, so I gotta do it. Now I gotta do it good. I gotta do it right. Yeah. And I gotta be an example, and I got to show my daughters that they can do anything and still be a traditional woman. And I got to show my sons that you got to be a man and you can have this type of woman, or, I ain't make no excuses. I got examples for people right here in my house before I get outside.
That's true.
So it's important that they see me as positive and functional.
Yeah.
And gender is no excuse.
Yeah. I believe that sincerely too. That's real. It has nothing to do with roles and what you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be a man. You do this. Like, nah, I ain't believing all that.
My kids got to be able to reference me. That's it.
Yeah, that's real. That's real. That's real. Okay, hold on. Time out. We gotta take a break. You done.
I'm sorry.
Listen, we gotta take a break. Ty, she killing it over here. Ty. I remember, family. You call us with your comments and questions at 844-844-1244. Again, that's 844-844-1244. You can also email us at jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. Again, it's jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. It's JIMMYBONDS podcast@gmail.com. Listen to the Jimmy Bonds Podcast on Illadelphia Radio, the indie station for the indie nation. We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Michael from Abu Dhabi. Listen to the Jimmy Bonds Podcast on Illadelphia Radio.
The drama is the illest on Illadelphia Radio. What up?
Welcome back to the Jimmy Bonds Podcast on Illadelphia Radio. We thank you for listening. Remember, family, you can call us at 844-844-1244. Again, it's 844-844-1244. You can also email us at jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. Again, it's jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. That's JIMMYBONDS podcast@gmail.com. And welcome back to Jimmy Bonds Podcast on Illadelphia Radio. Remember, family, you can call us with your comments and questions at 844-844-1244. Again, that's 844-844-1244. You can also email us at jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. Again, it's jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. It's JIMMYBONDS podcast@gmail.com. And again, family, we are interviewing the lovely Miss Latisha Scott of Officially Her LLC. She is dropping bars, telling us about her life story. She's telling us about, how you got to do it. You got to be an executor. You got to go after it. And there are no excuses. Believe me, family, no excuses. But she really, when I think about Tisha and everything she said, it's kind of smacked me in the face. I'm gonna just be honest and transparent. Excuse my voice tonight, family, because I've been a little bit under the weather. My voice kind of crazy. So if you hear me cracking, I don't want you thinking I'm crazy. I got my tea. All right. But anyway, it kind of smacked me in the face because it's almost like I don't have no excuses. I don't. She got 4 kids. I got 2. I'm divorced too. So what? You know what I'm saying? Like, I had a stroke. So what? You know what I mean?
Hey.
Like I got. I don't have a lot of money. So what? It's about going after what it is you believe that you can get to, what it is you believe you can achieve. And if you believe you can achieve it, it can be done. And that might sound like some stuff you heard when you was a kid in elementary school. Believe it and you will achieve it. And it's like, as simple as that might sound, that's actually how real it is. And I think, talking to Tisha tonight and getting her story is really just simple. That's really how it is, family. Now, we all got bumps and bruises, failures, successes. It happens. This is life. Nobody wakes up one day and the next day they're successful. That's not what happens. But I think in the grand scheme of things, we have to continue to push forward for what it is that we believe in, what our dreams are, what our purpose are, what it is that we strive to do. I know me and Ty have always strived to push this radio station forward, to push this podcast forward. And as we, build for 2023 and the plans we have, and it's like, there are no excuses, Ty. You feel me, Ty? We ain't got no more excuses, bro.
I say he got 5 jobs, so Ty know.
Yeah, Ty, no, listen,
I'm pushing. What are you talking about?
He part Jamaican, you know what I mean? So it is what it is, but I'm just saying. Now, listen. I don't mean to knock on my Jamaicans. I want Jamaicans being like, "Why you being like that, Jimmy?" I'm just saying, like, that's just a stereotype. But in the grand scheme of things, like, you can't give up. I don't care what life passes on you, what cards that you were given. if it is set out for you to have, you will have it as long as you go get it.
You
You know
gotta
what
go
I'm
get it.
saying? You gotta go get it. That's not just a hustler mentality. That's not just a something from the streets. That's like just real life. People with money feel the same way. People without money feel the same way. You have to go get it. Plain and simple. Ty, my bad. I go on my tangents. I had to throw my tangent in there just now, but let's talk a little bit about just you said something earlier, and I was gonna ask it, but you kind of took it from me, Tish. You talked about your therapy being your poetry. You know what I mean? I
Sure.
find
No. Don't do
writing,
that.
journal,
Okay, come
your
on.
journal.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm a stickler for that too. No, I'm not like that. So, your journaling, and just writing being the therapy. Can you talk to us a little bit about that? Like what that has done for you over the time periods, and you see yourself
Um,
doing anything with it in the future?
it's accountability for me.
Yeah.
Like I said, and music. Music is really my medicine. I could be in the house without a TV as long as I got music. That is really how I get through
No doubt.
everything. I'm talking about heartbreak, breakups, bad days. I got a playlist that's a motivational playlist. I got a playlist that's like turn up, staying on couches playlist. Like I got playlists for whatever I'm dealing with. I just hit right to my playlist, and then that particular music will get me where I gotta
That
go.
time. Yeah.
And I took the time to make these playlists because when you go through these different things in life, you have to have something.
Yeah. You do.
You have
You
to.
do.
Some people, unfortunately, may turn to alcohol. Some people turn to drugs. I don't judge any of it because I understand that these things that we go through in life will push you to find something to help you. And sometimes it's toxic and sometimes it's not. But we all need something. Some of us are stronger than others.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is music. Mine is writing. Mine is exercise. When I'm super, super duper dealing with something really, really hard, I run to the gym. I turn to the gym because I try to find things that'll make me better. So it's like if I'm mad or my heart got broke or whatever, and I'm in the gym 7 days a week, well, guess what? When I come out of that breakup, not only am I going to be emotionally better, I'm going to be physically better. So this is good. So it'll look like I was just sad, but then I look fabulous. So it's like people are like, well, how you was just because I turned that pain and took it out on their treadmill and then weights, and by the time I got over him, I'm over that, and y'all look like this.
Yeah.
So gotta make it
Yeah.
make sense,
Yeah.
So writing is the accountability part because sometimes you don't want to talk to people about how you feel. Sometimes you don't want anyone to know what you're going through. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
it's just personal. It's embarrassing. It's degrading. You might not be proud of a decision that you made and how it played out. And you, even your bestest friend in the whole world, you don't want to tell.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You get that pen, that book. And when you shut the book, it's out.
Yeah.
But it's safe.
Yeah.
It's not on social media. It's not
Yeah.
on the ears of anybody else. It's not in the heart of anyone else. You don't have to worry
Yeah.
about anybody telling if you didn't want it to be told. It's safe. And what I tend to do is go back and read. How was I talking
Then.
6 months ago?
Yeah.
What was I saying last year this time?
Yeah.
And sometimes when I read the stuff that I was writing, I'm like, oh yeah, we wasn't in a good place, Tisha. What the hell? And sometimes I'm in there like, oh girl, please, we ain't never like him anyway. I don't know what you did. What you was writing all that for? Like, child bye. Like, but when you in that moment,
Yeah.
you just trying to get it out.
Yeah. No doubt.
So to be able to go back and self-reflect. And then sometimes I'm like, I might have wrote stuff like, oh, I'm about my own building one day. I want my own event space. And that's why I'm really big on vision boards. Because I will go back and look at my previous vision boards and I tell y'all no lie, it's stuff that I put on my vision board that the following year I did it. And then I go back and I'll be like, yo, I really got my own building. Yo, I really did. I'll be like, oh, this is creeping me out. And it's working. I keep putting just $1 million on there and a couple other things that ain't come yet, but I'm certain that it's on the way. But the writing, it makes you go back and look at you.
Yeah.
You don't need nobody to tell you. You wrote that. However you was feeling, wherever you was at in life, you wrote that.
Yeah.
You felt like that. You was going through that. And now you got to be able to Be proud of yourself that you're not there, or at least reflect to see what you did about that.
Yeah.
And then when I'm done, I'll either keep it. Sometimes I shred it because I'm past that chapter, and I may never want to feel like that again. And then I destroy it. And then once it's destroyed, it's destroyed. And that was between me and God. You the only ones that knew, and I'm fine.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
okay.
For sure. I'm like that. You know, I think
Yeah.
Ty, I don't know about you. I'm like that with music. Like I'll probably write. I probably don't write all my music from experiences, like just therapy.
Who has it? Where do you think these people
You
came
know what
from?
I'm
They were
saying?
rapping about everything, singing about everything.
Seriously.
How do you think we find those songs? Because at some point they felt like that and they wrote the
Yeah.
song, and then when you hear the song, you like, child, you too. Oh, this is my jam.
Yeah.
Because we at the same spot in life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that song is right there waiting for you. Like, come on. I knew you
That's
was
the
gonna need
realness.
this.
Yeah.
And I put it here for you.
Yeah. Because
And then that's it.
I mean, the glitz and the glamour is I mean, a lot of people love listening to that kind of stuff, but I mean, I like real life stuff. I like stuff that relates to regular people and how it relates to them in their everyday lives. You know, we ain't at the club every night. You know what I mean? Like,
No.
you know, so it's really about like relating to people through my story. You know what I mean? Just that's my therapy. That's what I do when I get down, when I go through challenges. I've been in the funk lately, but when I get down, go through challenges, that's exactly what I reach for is music. Always. I don't know what. I think it's been like that since I was about 14. You know what I mean?
I mean, think about it. The slaves was in the cotton field singing.
They were. Yes, they were.
Songs, hymns. They got through it.
Yes, they were. That's exactly what they was
That's what
doing.
it is.
Yeah, they was passing messages.
It ain't nothing new.
It ain't nothing new.
So what's
It ain't nothing new.
The artist is passing messages to us. We just have been. You ain't gonna hear that song until it's time for you to hear that song. That song been out. Exactly. But until it speaks to you where you at in life, all of a sudden now that's your favorite song. Exactly. It's just because you finally got to the chapter where you can receive that song or that message or that conversation or and I read a lot or that book. I read a book called The Four Agreements. Changed my whole life.
Look, you see Ty put his hands up. You see Ty put his hands up.
What we talking about, Ty?
I love you.
What
I love you.
Talking about Ty.
Be impeccable with your word. Yes.
Come on.
Listen, that's what I do. Be impeccable with your word. Man, everybody needs to read
that book.
Yes.
That book is.
I'm done with the podcast now.
2 days.
Go ahead, walk off, Ty. Just go ahead, Ty. Go ahead. You done, bro. You done.
I'm done.
And somebody would say, when do you find time to read? 2 o'clock in the morning when I can't sleep.
Yeah.
I'm up.
Might as well do something.
I read another book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F.
That's real. That's real.
What?
That's real.
Page turner?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you wake up the next day after the 4 agreements and you looking at everybody different. So when somebody go to talk to you, you like, are you being intentional? Are you this? Are you that? You running through.
You better do the gap. You better do the checklist. Let me check now. You ain't doing
you start
that.
moving people around in your life like, yeah, no, you not that. You gotta go immediately.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So reading, writing, I'm doing everything. I'm therapy, real therapy. I done sat on the couch, talk to a stranger. It don't make me no never mind because I need to know, am I nuts or is this normal?
Yeah.
And I don't care what it looks like. So I gotta read, write, cry, dance, go get therapy, go to the spa, whatever. I'm gonna do everything in my power to make me okay.
Yeah, for sure.
For a lot of people, their normal is their reality. You know what I'm saying? And some people who's not accustomed to having a norm can't see it, can't relate to it. But like your normal, that's your reality. You created that. That's you.
Right.
And those that can't get to that level or understand you, you know, it's out of their awareness. You know, you just all right.
My kids is up right now. Mm-hmm. It is not a bedtime. In the world of normalcy, they should be in the bed. Light should be out. The house should be quiet. Please, I heard. I don't know what but guess what's going to happen at 6:30 tomorrow morning?
They gotta get
Everybody's getting up.
They gotta get up in the morning.
Everybody's going to school.
Yeah.
I don't care what y'all do.
Yeah. I don't care how long
you're going out of here.
Yeah. You going to sleep.
And every single time the report cards come in this house is honor roll.
Yeah. No doubt.
Every time. If I even see a C, It's on site. And they can get called in here right now. They're like, well, don't get C's in here. My mama was C is average. It's nothing I do average.
Yeah.
You got one job to go to school and do that stuff. I got 6 jobs. So that you can come home and TikTok and bit bop and do all this nonsense and plug up all this stuff and light up. That's the agreement. That's it.
That's a stern agreement. Look, listen.
Y'all give me what I need. I'm gonna give y'all what y'all need. I ain't asking you how you gonna get it done because I don't know. I've been out of school a long time. I don't know. Mom, how you? I don't know. Google it, look it up. Ask your brother. Y'all on 6 different, 4, 5 different levels. He should remember what he did when he was there. He's closer to that time than me. Don't ask me because I don't know. Ask your sister. I don't know. I had all of y'all help each other. I'm going to sleep. That is it. Okay. So, I don't know. And you know, Jimmy, that the whole thing with me being a block captain, you know what that's about.
Yeah. I mean,
I never thought in a million years
you'd be a
I would
block
own
captain.
the whole block.
You do. You do.
I never thought.
I mean,
but it didn't happen like people think that it happened.
It wasn't overnight. It wasn't
I
overnight.
I bought one thing, and then opportunity arose for me to acquire another piece of property, and I ended up owning the whole block. Every time I say it, I get the chills because I still can't believe I did it.
I would tell you pull your keys out. Yeah, y'all ain't seen her keys.
Yeah, I saw them. I saw the keys.
Them keys look. They look like I mean, people that got a lot of property, and you know what I mean. She pulled them joints out. I was like, yo, look at this. This is ridiculous. Like, look at but she owned the block, bro. I mean, so you know how like drug dealers be like, yo, bro, we run the block. Like, nah, like, bro, like she owns
she run her block.
Like, nah, you fools she probably can get y'all off her block. No, she owns that block. Like, no, she owns it.
People always ask me like, and they be like, well, what you doing with this? And what you doing with that? I'm like, I don't know. I just bought it. I don't be knowing. I don't be always knowing. I don't know. I be doing stuff. Okay?
Listen. Every time I text Tish, I'll be like, yeah, I ain't gonna hear back from her. I know she busy. She busy. She sleeping. She busy. You know what I'm saying?
I was just asleep.
Like, yo, bro. No. She was just asleep. I just called her. I called her. We was late getting on because she was sleeping. I was like, let me call. It was like 7:59. I was like, let me call Tish, make sure she all right. And called her. She was like,
yo, it's
hello?
dead.
I thought it was somebody else though. I was like, is this Latisha?
She was knocked out. I was.
She was like, yeah.
Guess what? For all my mothers, guess what? I didn't cook a thing. Okay, nothing. I think my daughter asked me for some cereal, and somewhere around 7 o'clock, I was like,
Rock. You gotta get it though. You gotta get
because this is my first night off. Mondays I work day and night. Tuesdays I work day and night. Wednesdays I work day. I'm off at night. Thursdays I work day. I'm off at night. Fridays I work day and night. Like I still clean my own house. I still wash my own clothes. I don't outsource nothing. I still am super traditional.
Yeah.
I'm still normal.
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't do the drop off service. No, I put loads in the washer and dryer. I still mop the floor. I still am home, and I cook on my nights and on my days, and I try. And when I don't, I don't.
I need that kind of lifestyle. Yeah, that's why I need to get there. I get there
because we gotta get out of those guidelines and those expectations that were created by people that's not living in your reality.
That's real because you even write about bedtime. Like who said bedtime has to be at this time? But like you said, at 6:30, it's time to get up. Y'all know y'all should have went to bed early. Period. Period. Y'all know that shit went to bed. I mean, it is what it is. It's not my fault. Look, listen. So
that's all right. Yeah.
So we done covered a lot, and I could talk to you all day. Ty could talk to you all day. You know, I could talk to you all day. I could sit down and have a conversation with you. We can talk about anything all day long. But what's the future hold? What you got besides your pop up coming up this weekend? What's going on?
So the pop ups are going to be monthly.
Nice.
Because I do have a tendency to start and then start lifing, and I put things off. So I'm making a contract with myself that the official pop-up shop is going to be a thing and it's going to be monthly. so that way we can gain the momentum. There's only 10 to 12 spots available, so once they fill, the next month is the next people get in line, or the same people keep coming back. Like I said, these people don't have storefronts, in a set place. So I want to be that. I want to be that foundation, and I want to be there so they can get their inventory up and they can build their people up and know that every month I'm gonna be here, and they can make their money every month and they can pay a bill or whatever it is they got to do. People have financial goals and stuff. So the pop-up shops are going to be every single month. The events are going to continue. I will be starting back with my credit classes because I was teaching credit classes. I don't want to fix credit. I want to educate. So it's different. There's a lot of people that fix credit and delete stuff and move stuff and do all those magic tricks that we know in the world of banking don't really exist. But hey, it's happening. Whatever. I'd rather teach you how to fish and be an example in the same token. So I'm gonna get back to my credit classes. I can't say it's gonna be monthly. It might be quarterly. I don't know, but I'm definitely gonna bring that back because we need it.
Yeah, we do.
We're not taught that, and by the time we figure it out, we're in a bunch of debt and a bunch of trouble and in situations that we can't get out of, and we're looking for a quick fix, and we're not putting the work in. I want to kind of start gearing it to the younger people, like those 18, 19, 20s, and try to get them situated. So I want to probably do something where I'm challenging a parent and a child to come to the class together because some of them need it and then they don't know. So that's where the problem is coming in at, because if mom and dad never knew and then the child coming up there, we got another adult that's not going to know, and then how we going to change it? So I'm going to do that. Get my other event space up and running, which is on Cotman and Tarzels up the Northeast. Another daycare in the works that's coming. And I mean, we already in the third month of the year, so I'm running late with a couple things, but I got some zone and stuff waiting for some answers. I have some other things that, the city be having you in a chokehold. And I'm really just waiting for a couple green lights. And as soon as I get the green lights that I'm waiting on, if I showed y'all this, I don't even know if I can turn my phone around, but if y'all seen this office and the way this wall looks,
there you go.
all this stuff here.
Yeah, but she organized us. She know where everything
Yeah.
is and what everything is, right?
It's on the wall. So once I get some green lights, it's gonna be quite a few things going on. And that's it. I'm gonna just be driving. I'm gonna just be going. I'm just gonna drive. But for sure the credit, for sure the pop up, for sure the event space, and hopefully once that's up and running, I enjoy people booking the events and watching people decorate and have a good time. I meet a lot of people that way, and just keep giving back and using the stuff that I was blessed with to give back and help other people grow, and hopefully just continue to be an example that it's no excuse.
Yeah.
It's absolutely no excuse. None. Really. It's too much opportunity out here, but you gotta want it.
You do. You do. You gotta want it. You gotta want to go get it. Ty, there's something you want to say to Tish before we let her go, man?
Tish, it's been wonderful talking to you. You are the superhero with no cape, and as soon as you get that name, let us know.
Okay? I will. I appreciate that.
Yes.
You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for this opportunity to just chop it up with y'all. And Ty, you got 5 jobs, and Jimmy, you got a bunch of stuff going on. So, I mean, y'all my inspiration too. This podcast is amazing. I just want to give you guys some praise as Black men. We need y'all. We appreciate y'all. Y'all matter. Y'all doing something positive. We need to see it. Don't ever think that y'all not important or non-existent or anything. You guys are everything, the foundation to us women, these households, these kids, these young boys. They need to see y'all do what y'all do with smiles on your faces and healthy, functioning, and productive Black men. Y'all are everything. So strong women we are. Yay. But we need y'all to keep doing what y'all do and keep being leaders, keep setting examples, and keep pushing, keep showing up. So
Ty,
All right, Joe, we got
I
to have
don't
her
know.
on again, man.
Listen, bro. Listen.
Okay.
I don't know
Everyone
if I've had anybody ever come on the show make me feel like I have nothing else to say. You know what I'm saying? Like when somebody shut me up, like, oh well, what? But
No, seriously.
everything.
I know you a dad, Jimmy. I don't know Ty. I don't know if you a dad,
Yes.
Yeah,
but I'm
Ty
sure.
Pop. Yep.
Come on, like,
Yep.
come on, y'all. Dads,
Yep.
uncles, examples, neighbors,
Mhm.
everything. I just want y'all to always know. I know y'all always giving us shout outs, but y'all matter. Seriously. So keep doing this
Thank you.
and whatever else and push.
That's love right there.
Thank
That's
you.
love.
Yes.
Tisha. I mean, I can't
Seriously.
thank you enough. Can't thank you enough for coming on tonight. Can't thank you enough for sharing. As I ask every guest that comes on, who you want to dedicate this podcast to?
Myself. Say what?
Yeah, you might as well just build a statue.
Yo.
Go ahead and brag. Let them know what time it is. Just put a
God.
statue. Just put a
Yo, she
statue
want
right
to
out
have an
front.
endowment and everything, bro.
No, this is for me and God. This is God. Every day I ask him to order my steps.
Yeah.
Every day I've been asking
Yeah.
him to order my steps and use me for what he put me here for. Cause some days I don't know, and I be like, bro, seriously. So everything is for the kids. Ultimately, in the
It is.
end,
Yeah.
but it's me first. This is for me.
Yeah. No doubt. No doubt. Well, with that being said, family, I want to thank Tish for coming on tonight. I'm truly humbled just by her everything she was saying tonight. I greatly appreciate her sharing her story, her honesty, her transparency, her heart. Really, family, really, because that's what a lot of times people don't see. That people think about the businesses and everything, and that's one thing. But I mean, I think the person is more important than the business. And I really value her. I value her opinion, her insight, her wisdom, her expertise, all of it. It's very. I'm just touched by it for real time. So with that being said, I want to end the show. I want to thank y'all for listening to Jimmy Bond's podcast, Illadelphia Radio. Remember, you call us with your comments and questions at 844-844-1244. Again, it's 844-844-1244. You can also email us at jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. Again, it's jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. It's JIMMYBONDS podcast@gmail.com. And again, family, I know the pandemic is over, as they say, but just be cautious out there. Still some illness and some sickness going on. So just be cautious. Wash your hand, wear a mask, practice social distancing. It's all good. It's all love. But I always want to stress, remember to always tell your friends and your family that you love them, because you never know when you might get another chance. I'm Jimmy Barnes, my boy Ty, Sister Lucy, and definitely Mr. Tisha Scott, officially her. We out.
Thank y'all.
Peace.
Have a good night. Thank you.
All right,
Have a
now.
great one.
Peace. Take care.
You too.
Fam, that's going to wrap the show. We want to thank you for listening to Jimmy Bond's podcast on Illadelphia Radio. We ask you leave your comments and questions at 844-844-1244. Again, that's 844-844-1244. You can also email us at jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. Again, that's jimmybondspodcast@gmail.com. That's JIMMYBONDS podcast@gmail.com. Now remember, family, we are still in the COVID-19 pandemic, so please remember to wash your hands, wear a mask, and practice social distancing. Also, remember to take nothing for granted and value every opportunity you have with your friends, your family, and your loved ones. For in these times, every moment is sacred. So until the next episode, you can find me on Go Ho Road, screaming, stay up, don't sleep in your dreams. I'm Jimmy Bonds, and I'm out.
Fight on, come on.